He's ready.
Hip flexors.
Oh yeah, I should probably do that. I don't have any hip flexors left. What is up, run fans? Welcome to a special edition of Sam Works Out Which Shoes Are Best. We're at K2 track with Daz and we're doing some VO2 max workouts. So the plan is we've got 8 lots of 600 meters. I've got my Alphaflys, my Adios Pro 4s, my Wave Rebellion Pro 2s and my Metaspeed Sky Parises. No, I don't have a problem, but we're going to be blind testing each one. I'm going to do a full set of 600 repeats in each one, and then another set I'm going to reverse the order because I'm going to be a bit more tired, which might impact my opinion of which shoe I prefer the most for these workouts. So I thought it would be an interesting way to get this workout done and make maybe an interesting video. You be the judge. So currently warming up in the Alphaflys, the Alphafly ones that have done roughly 3 million miles, but they're still bouncing and I still love them. And then we'll test out the other shoes as we go around, and I'll be giving my thoughts as we go, and then we'll go back to the makeshift studio at home where we'll check out all the data. I've got my fancy heart rate monitor on that tells us a whole range of completely weird and pointless metrics that sound fancy, and we'll see how they compare. So let's get the warm-up done and then let's see if we can survive this workout and get some data. Yeah. Right, warm-up's nearly done. We're about to start the first rep. I'm not really looking at my watch, so I'm not going to know what speed. It's just going to be what I feel my sort of 5k pace is in the shoes as we go around. So let's see how that goes. Whee! Right, first rep done in the Alphafly version 1s, and we're feeling good in those. That was nice, the old faithful. They still got their bounce, just like me. So we shall see how they compare to the other shoes. I do think they'll feel maybe the biggest and flattest compared to the other ones. Certainly the Metaspeeds, because they're super light. The Adios Pro 4s can be really bouncy, and the Wave Rebellion Pro 2s are just absolutely nuts, but I love them. I think they might, yeah, they could be my favourites. We shall see. So let's go change the shoe, get this mid-rep done, and get on to the second one. Right, just getting ready for rep number 2. I've got the Asics Metaspeed Sky Parises. Darren's wearing my Adios Pro 4s. He's already noticing they're a bit jazzy. Just wait till he starts going fast in them, so they come into their own. So yeah, let's get this one done. These feel so light, these shoes. I don't feel like I'm wearing any, especially compared to the Alphaflys. So yeah, and that's going to be a good rep. I love wearing these shoes. Got over 100k in them already. They're still very responsive, very bouncy, but they feel like a track shoe. Okay, let's get this one done. Right, that is the Metaspeed done. Oh, they feel so light. They're absolutely glorious. I did run a marathon in them, but I just don't think there's enough cushioning for my level of marathon skill. I need as much cushion as possible towards the end. And Darren enjoyed the Adios Pro 4s. He's going to do the Wave Rebellion Pros in a minute.
What am I?
He'll like those. Yeah, I've decided. Yeah, right, rep number 2 done. It feels good. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm achy, but it's fine running at those paces. We've got to get this workout done in the bag and move on with our lives. Right, rep number 3, Adios Pro 4. Darren's in the Wave Rebellion Pro 2s. These feel like a mixture, halfway between the Alphafly, halfway between the Metaspeed. Let's get this one done. Here we go. Woo. Off we go, like a rocket ship. Right, that's the Pro 4s done. They felt very nice indeed. Interested to see what sort of pace we had there. And Darren very much enjoyed his first foray into extreme rocker geometries. As you say, the faster you go, the more they work. It's just, if you've got the calf muscles for a longer effort, the 5 or 10k. Mine just about held up for the last, well, they held up for 21k. The 0.1 they exploded when I did Brighton half last year, but we managed to barrel roll across the line. Okay, last shoe, and then we're going to go from there. So I've got my, the Wave Rebellions, and then we go the Wave Rebellions again. We go reverse order, and I'm going to put the times together to get a rough idea. I mean, it's bro science, it's not accurate whatsoever, I'm sure, but it's just how it feels, and for me, which ones I want to be wearing for either the marathon or for other distances. And it's fun to do. It breaks up the monotonous VO2 workout that's going on by changing shoes every lap. Right, 4th rep coming up. Wave Rebellion Pro 2s. They feel absolutely ridiculous on foot, but they definitely do the job. But maybe, is it a gimmick? Do you actually want to wear them for a long effort? I don't know. I personally really like them. And again, when you run slowly with them, they feel completely pointless. When you pick up the pace, that's when they really come into their own. So let's see if they still do the job after many, many miles. Cool, we're halfway. Tried out all the shoes. So far, the Pro 4s are my favourite, but the lacing at the top does dig in my feet a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. The Metaspeeds are very good. They are really good. If Asics released a slightly squidgier version, I think that would be the shoe for me. But Adios sort of feels like that, to be honest. It's just the lacing is not always ideal. The Wave Rebellions are good, but their use case is maybe limited. And then the Alphaflys, they're great, but mine are knackered. Still got bounce, but they're nowhere near as responsive as the other ones. But we'll look at the times and we'll see, is that all just placebo? What does it feel like? What's my heart rate? All that jazz. And also importantly, we're absolutely nailing the 600, so I'm very, very happy with that. There's more in the tank, we could go quicker, but not yet. Maybe we'll pick it up in the next 4. Yeah, but it's feeling nice. Fifth rep done in the Wave 2s. That actually felt better the second time. Yeah, it felt faster. So let's see what the Adios for the second time feel like. The track lights are on, which is great news in the sense that we can film and it's not going to be dark. Bad news in the fact that people are probably going to be coming out any minute. We've got 3 more reps to do. So we're going to shorten the recoveries to 100 meters round the bend, and then we're going to run it around the 600. Let's see if we can make it before we get kicked off. I think we're going to be running the rest of this by round Tilgate. Okay, we've been kicked off the track. We've got 2 reps to go, so we're gonna have to go somewhere else and get those final 2 reps in. I might not get the final shoe in, so the Alphafly might have to miss it. I'll stick the Metaspeed on for the rest of this run and get that done. And yeah, it's all good. Still got plenty So got about 14k to go, but that's fine. It's still light, living the dream. Right, kicked off the track. We're now going around Tilgate Lake to get the final 2 reps done. It's probably not the best protocol for a VO2 max workout that anyone's ever done, but whatever. We're getting it done regardless. I will not let today beat me. I will get this workout done. I will run 21k regardless. Right then, run fans, let's have a look at some of the stats. So the first 600 meter repeat that I was wearing my trusty but very worn Alphaflys in, we managed a 2 minute 23 600. So that is roughly just under 4 minute per kilometre pace, which is my sort of just slower than my 10k pace. So not exactly the VO2 effort I was looking for, but we were warming up into it. It was going to be a long session, so I wasn't going too crazy. We then stuck on the Asics Metaspeed Sky Parises, and we hit a 2 minute 20. So a bit faster, that's sort of 3:51 pace. So that's much more like it. That's more like my between my 10k and my 5k pace, depending on what sort of level of training I'm at the moment. I'm injured at the moment, so at the moment it's 4 hour pace per kilometre. We then hit up the Adios Pro 4s, a very different feeling shoe to the Metaspeed Sky Paris, as I've spoken about in the video already. And we hit a very similar time, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So bang on. So 2 shoes that deliver the same performance in a completely different way. They feel very, very different, but I did the same pace, same sort of heart rate as well. So jury's out. It's personal preference really. And again, for a longer effort, the squishiness of the Adios Pro 4 may well save your feet later on in a half marathon or a marathon compared to the Metaspeed Sky Paris. I did Brighton Marathon in those Metaspeed Sky Parises, and they were fantastic, but I did have a slight explosion for the last sort of 7k. Whether shoes would have helped me at that point, I think the heat had gotten to me, my heart rate went right through the roof. So maybe it wasn't a shoe thing, but it could well have helped me slightly at the end. So I'm going to be running Manchester, hopefully, if this injury goes away, in the Adios Pro 4s. So I'll be able to directly compare, because hopefully I'll be running a similar sort of pace. We shall see. We then stuck on the Extreme Wave Rebellion Pro 2s, and we ran a 2 minute and 22. Which I was very happy with. Again, they feel very different, they're very direct. I love them. I'm very much a forefoot, midfoot striker, as you can see in the videos of my shoes. And yeah, they feel really good. I just think the Adios Pro 4 does it better, in my opinion. Everything that is great about the Wave Rebellion, but then when you slow up for longer distances, there's nothing there to help you. So I definitely want to do some fast 5Ks and 10Ks in those Wave Rebellion Pro 2s, because I think that's a sweet spot for me. Faster runners than me, you can definitely use them for half marathons. I mean, I did my half marathon PB in them, did 1:29, but they did rip my calves apart pretty much. So I'd want to get a bit quicker to really make the most out of them, and certainly if I'm using them for a marathon, I'd want to be using, I want to be getting a lot quicker, sort of 2:45 pace probably, to get the most out of those shoes, but I do love them. I then stayed in those to do the reps all over again, and I managed a 2:18, so I was really warming up, I was getting used to the shoes, and I was really happy with that. So 2:18 pace is like 3:47 per kilometre, which I was very happy with, that's great. And then I swapped into the into the Adios Pro 4s and went through a 2:15. So the Adidas really started to show their class. I was really enjoying those and really beginning to sort of push, use all the foam, use the plate, and they really started to work well. And that's like a 3 minute 44 kilometre, which is, you know, happy with that. That's really nice. We then got kicked off the track. So I've got some data for the Asics Metaspeeds, but we were running around a lake rather than a track. And so the bro science goes completely bro for this sort of section. So I ran a 2:16 and a 2:41 for those last two reps. 2:41 there was a hill involved. I wasn't quite sure how with the watch, because I didn't actually have the measurements right, and we're running through trees. And likewise, we then did a 2:16 For the very last one, I tried to make sure we started in the trees and finished in the open more, so it was a bit more accurate, I think. But you know, moving away from the data, because it's not all about that, because it's done, you know, it's just I'm a subject test of one, and I know some. It's funny because I recorded this ages ago, and then Ben Felton, Ben is running, who everyone will know, I'm sure. He did a similar type of video, but for 5K, and his results were really interesting as well. He used the Puma DV8 Nitro Elite 3s, and they came out really nicely actually compared to the Adidas Adios Pro 4s. So it's a similar type of thing. It's just one person, my own running style, technique, but I just thought it'd be interesting to share those different comparisons of shoes with you. Darren, who I was running with, he tried out the shoes as well, and it's good to get his first impressions of the shoes. He thought the Wave Rebellion Pro 2s were mad. He did like them, but I don't think they were particularly for him. He liked the Adios Pro 4s, and also really liked the Metaspeed Skies, because they just feel so light and so firm, very purposeful shoes. Whereas I think the Adios Pro 4s, it takes a while to get into them, and they really come into their own when you're running longer. But absolutely love all those shoes. Shout out to the original Alphaflys. They've got about 250 to 300 miles on them. I've used them for everything, and they still hold their own and go strong. So a great long day shoe, tempo shoe. I mean, who am I kidding? I could definitely run a marathon in them, and I'm not going to be losing more than maybe 10 to 15 seconds, I don't think. But that placebo of having, you know, what is the best kit on your feet and on your body definitely helps. Look pro, go slow, all that stuff. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel. It means a massive amount. We're finally over 1,000 subscribers, which is absolutely nuts. So I guess the next stage is we're going for 2,000. So let's see how quickly we can get to 2,000. We've got loads of content coming up. Even though I'm injured at the moment, I went to the physio, I'm feeling loads better, I'm starting to walk already, I'm off the crutches, and so I'm buzzing to get that comeback going as soon as possible, but not too soon, because I don't want to hurt myself again. But fingers crossed, we'll make it to Manchester, which is in about 4 weeks' time by the time you watch this video. So hopefully we can get there and use one of these shoes, and we'll see how we feel at the end of that, and we can do some more tests. I want to do some 5K tests like the Ben Felton one, because I thought that was really good, really interesting. Yeah, and rather than just 600 meter repeats and things like that. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Yeah!